Listen, we've got another Star Wars story here to talk about in the form of our last email today. And our final email today comes to us from Anthony Neves, who writes, "Greetings, John. Disney appears to be flooding the market with trailers for their big 2019 tentpole movies. Lion King, Captain Marvel, Avengers. Now, Twitter rumors are buzzing that we might get a Christmas present from Lucasfilm. The Force Awakens teaser came out a year before the movie hit the screens. What do you think are the chances that we get an Episode 9 teaser trailer this holiday season? Thanks and love the show." All right, thanks a lot for the email, Anthony. And for those of you who don't know what Anthony's talking about, there are stories going around right now and rumors going around that there is a chance that both Star Wars Episode 9 and apparently Frozen 2, which is coming out in 2019, may actually get trailers this month, like before the end of the year. Now, look, we've already seen Disney give us trailers for Captain Marvel. We just got one for Avengers 4. Word is we may very well get a Spider-Man Far From Home teaser tomorrow, and now possibly a Star Wars and Frozen 2. Let's put Frozen 2 aside for a second because I'm looking forward to the movie, but we don't really care that much right now. So let's talk about the Star Wars thing.
Would you say you're letting go of talking about Frozen 2? Sorry.
Let it go. So this is what I would say about that. Is simply this, Robert. I'm of two minds here. So tell me let me give you my theory here and then tell me what you think. I'm of two minds right now, okay? My two minds are of this. Number one, it is far too early for a Star Wars trailer. You do not need to put out a Star Wars trailer a year before it comes out. What is the point? Any people even talking about it or buzzing about it is going to be dissipated and gone within 2 to 3 months anyway. There is absolutely no point in putting out a Star Wars trailer right now. A year ahead of schedule is way too freaking early. Way too freaking early. It serves no purpose whatsoever. However, I do have an other side of my brain, and this is what I'm curious to know what you think about, Robert, because the other side of my brain kind of says this. Do you remember back when Man of Steel came out? Remember this? Man of Steel came out. A lot of people were disappointed in it, which I to this day have no idea why, because I think that movie...
Me neither. I love Man of Steel.
Oh, I love that movie. Anyway, but a lot of people very divisive, blah, 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 blah. Comic-Con comes out, though, and they put out a trailer for Batman versus Superman, right? Really far in advance, like over a year in advance. I think the first one when they dropped it at Comic-Con was. But what did it do? It changed the narrative because everybody, and then they did the same thing going into a following Comic-Con where everybody was talking about how disappointed they were in the DCU. Everybody's disappointed in the DCU. And then at Comic-Con, they dropped a buttload of trailers, not this one, but in previous years. They dropped the first Wonder Woman trailer. They dropped the first Justice League trailer way in advance, all that kind of stuff. Well, why did they drop them that earlier? Because they wanted to change the narrative. And guess what? For a period of time, it worked because just like that, people went, when talking about the DCEU, all the conversations were negative, and then all of a sudden, after they dropped all those trailers, for a period of time, the conversations kind of transitioned to one of optimism, to looking forward to these movies. While I hate the idea of a trailer coming out a year in advance, even if it's Star Wars, I don't think they should do it. But while I hate that, there is something here to be said about, look, coming out of what is probably... certainly the most divisive of the Star Wars movies since the new incarnation of Star Wars in The Last Jedi. I liked it, you liked it, but there was a lot of people who didn't. Could there be benefit? Could there be advantage here, Robert, to putting out a trailer to, at least for the next number of months, change the narrative? Because right now it seems like when people are talking about Star Wars online, it's very divisive, it's kind of toxic, people are talking about it in negative tones, blah, blah, blah. And this is what else it tells me, Robert. It tells me that if they do put out a trailer by the end of December, and I don't know that they are, but if they do, and if their motivation is to change the narrative, oh my God, they must have something to show us that they believe will completely crack open the universe. They must believe they have something to show us that is so incredible and so amazing and will get everybody so excited that it will accomplish what we were just saying, changing the narrative. So let me ask you which of those two trains of thought you're in, or if you have a third. Is it way too early? Is it good to change the narrative? Or is there a third option here that you think they should be going with? What do you think?
Okay. Now you're going to have to go with me on this because this just popped into my head. But in terms of changing the narrative, I'd like to use a metaphor or an example from a movie that people wouldn't normally associate me with. She's All That.
I did not expect you to say that one. I did not expect that one.
So in She's All That, Rachel Lee Cook is supposed to be this sort of...
Hold a second, I think we just lost your audio for a second. We lost your audio. Give me 1 second here to back because I don't know what happened here. Sorry, guys, technical problem with the show. Can you just give me a hello?
Hello?
Are you guys still able to hear Robert okay? I think you guys are still able to hear Robert. Hold a second here.
Okay, well, if you can.
I think everybody can hear Robert except for me, which sucks. Well, I think everybody's being able to hear Robert except for me. So I'll tell you what, Robert. Let me do this. I think everybody can still hear you. So, wait a second. I know. Now I can hear you. Now say something again. Now I can hear you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
So please continue.
So She's All That, right? In this movie, Rachel Lee Cook is supposed to be this nebbishy, nerdy girl, right? And Freddie Prinze Jr. is like, I don't know if I should like her or not. I don't know. And then I'll tell you what. Oh yes, then I'll tell you what happened. Sorry, I was looking at my own technical issues. So there's a scene when Rachel Lee Cook shows up on the beach in She's All That in a one-piece bathing suit, and you as an audience member are going, wait a minute, this girl's like smoking hot, even though she's supposed to be the nebbishy, nerdy girl. And the narrative of that film is changed when you see Rachel Lee Cook in a one-piece on the beach. That's kind of where Disney's at now with Star Wars. After The Last Jedi, the divisiveness, people are like, you know what? I don't know if I don't want to see the next Star Wars movie. You know, I didn't like what happened with Luke, whatever the reason. Oh, I didn't like going to the Finn and Rose storyline, whatever. They're like the school of people that go to school with Rachel Lee Cook in She's All That. You know, they don't really like her much. They don't pay attention to her much. So what Disney's going to do is they're going to put Star Wars in a one piece on the beach, and they're going to do it. They're going to do it in front of Mary Poppins, John. In front of Mary Poppins Returns, we are going to see a trailer for episode 9 drop. And it is going to drop, and it is going to blow our socks off, and it is going to take the hype level because Disney's just dealing the cards. You know, hey, you want some Captain Marvel? Here's some Captain Marvel. You want some Avengers Endgame? Here's some Avengers Endgame. And this weekend in Brazil, we're going to give you a little Spider-Man Far From Home. But we got Mary Poppins Returns coming out, the biggest movie of the Christmas season, and guess what you're going to get there? You're going to get a little taste of the Skywalker clan. A taste that is going to make your mouth water so much that you're going to be like wiping your face for the rest of the Christmas season. Through New Year's Eve, through New Year's Day, through all the football games, all anybody's going to talk about is episode 9. It's going to be like, you know, Bring Me Mine, episode 9. It's Like Fine Wine, episode 9. Whatever it's going to be, you are going to drink it up. And you're going to look at her. You're going to look at that trailer like you looked at Rachel Lee Cook and She's All That when she was in her one piece on the beach. You know, that's what I'm saying about.
First of all, the Academy Award for the best analogy of the year goes to you, Robert Meyer. That was a great analogy, by the way. Here's the thing, though, and let me bring it back to what I said before. First of all, I'm still against the idea of releasing trailers soon. If they do release a trailer and it is for the purpose of changing that narrative, like Rachel Lee Cook in the one piece on the beach, then listen, I can't emphasize enough how important then it's going to be that you can't just put out some trailer. You can't just do what, say, Avengers 4 just did, which is put out like a prologue, a 2-minute prologue. Say, hey guys, just so you know, Avengers 4. You can't do, if you're going to put out a Star Wars trailer now, you just can't put out, you know, bum, 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 and a black screen, and then coming next year, and then a picture of Rey looking serious and a picture of Poe looking serious. No, you've got to do something equal to, and no less than, show me frickin' Luke Skywalker still alive walking on the screen with a frickin' lightsaber in his hand. Because if you want to do something like this, is going to change. It's got to, I'm not saying it has to be specifically Luke still alive with a lightsaber in his hand, but it's got to be something equal to that. If your purpose here is to change the narrative and to get everybody talking from negative tones about Star Wars to positive. You cannot pull any punches. You cannot do this little reserve thing like what the Avengers 4 thing just did. I know it's early, but if the whole idea is to change narrative, you've got to completely pop the cork on it. Do whatever it is you need to do.
I will give you another analogy. It's got to be Mark Wahlberg as Dirk Diggler at the end of Boogie Nights, finally unfurling and showing his member at the very end of the movie. It's got to be that. We got to see that Dirk Diggler unfurling moment. That's what the trailer for episode 9 has to be.
It's got to be huge. It's got to be something that makes everybody stop. It's got to be something that makes everybody jump on Twitter and going, "Oh my God, did you see that?" Because if it's anything short of that, don't bother doing it. Just don't. Wait till the summertime to stop dropping trailers. So if you're going to fire this gun, fire it hard. Now, I don't even know if they are going to do it. You seem to believe that they are going to drop a trailer, right? You think in front of Mary Poppins they're going to drop a trailer.
I believe 100%. 100%.
All right, well, let's see if that actually comes to pass. All right, guys, listen. We are now good. That's it for all the main